Hey friends, I'm glad you could join us here today. We're going to start off this video by rolling all the names of the colors that we're going to use in this video at the bottom of the screen here for you, so you can keep an eye on that to know what colors we're going to be using. We got our nice trusty canvas here, all painted and welded, sanded, screwed together on our trusty brushes, back from the spa. So without further ado, let's get started. Now as you can see here, we got a nice beautiful canvas right here, just staring at you, looking into your deep, darkest secrets in that closet. But don't worry, they're going to stay in that closet as long as you keep your mouth shut. Now, before we started painting, we got a nice thin layer of white liquid goop all over that screen, all over that canvas. Give you a nice little wet, moist background to just waller in and bask and nuzzle all in that cascading white, slathery goodness. Gobbledygook, if you would. Now, we're going to take a small hint of our Russian blue and mix it up together with our tractor white. And first off, we're going to do is dance along the little happy sky. Just dance and just make it all a chaotic splash of colors all over the screen here. Now that layer of white helps it blend and mix in with the paint in the background. So it's all together and just nasty and just completely all unifying in harmony. Now, funny thing is about painting, it just reminds me of a nice peaceful world that we live in, you know? Nice peaceful world. It reminds me of the days in the church, up in the convent, you know, back in New York, at Vancouver's. They were some tough sons of bitches. But they also taught us the value of happiness and the splendor of life. It almost reminds me of Sister Mary Magdalene. Everybody loves Sister Mary Magdalene. She was such a ray of sunshine, and she always graced everybody with such a nice, beautiful smile. She'd give out candy, all the little kids. Some people would say that she had a weird affection with children. But they didn't let that cloud her judgment of being just a ray of sunshine and joy. And you know, that's what she was. She was just an absolute ray of sunshine, joy, just pure happiness. She walked in with her walker every night, a gown in tow. A small horn echoed along her clown noses. Those clown shoes really peeked out from the beginning of that skirt. But nobody judged. That's just how she showed her affection. There she was, all her radiant beauty. Just sipping on a grape, an apricot, a pomegranate, a bowl of chickpeas, 2 bananas, 3 Hershey bars, and a RC Coca-Cola. Listening to that transistor, watching the Grand Ole Opry, and reading that magazine, chewing on gum, juicy fruit flavor. That's how you knew she was in her element. That's how you knew it. She was all over that stall. Everybody thought it was a great joy when she walked into the public bathrooms. She'd be in there holding hands with everybody, making sure that they were pooping in peace, making sure she was knitting a quilt with that public restroom toilet paper. That public restroom toilet paper didn't take shit off nobody. But she always had a purpose when she walked into the church. She'd come in wearing all sorts of colorful dresses, gowns, black Sunday suits, a whole collaboration of different armored pieces, chainmail that would drape down to her knees. Some would often think that she had a horrible problem telling what temperature it was. She was such a beautiful woman. Long, blonde, brunette hair. She wore a beard net on Tuesdays. We would always go to her house on Sunday afternoons for small groups. Just jumping in there and seeing what she had to offer. Everybody loved her fried catfish. She always stored it real nice with sea prunes, boiled apricots, But the most important thing that you knew about Mary Magdalene was her laughter. God, everyone loved her laughter. It would always bring joy in the world. It would always warm up the horizon and just bring happiness wherever she went. Why, I can remember it as it was only yesterday as she passed away 1,800 years ago. I remember that laughter. It echoed inside of our minds and reverberated off the sound of the walls of our own madness. It went along something like this. God. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. I don't know who that was. Yeah. Back to what we were doing. So what crackhead Bobby Billy was saying, we're going to be painting today. And everybody that knows me from high school knows that I absolutely hate painting. I do. I really do. Because in all my years of doing art, I loved drawing and pencil sketching with pencil, pen, and ink. What I loved to do was the small, sharp, precise lines and shapes and highly detailed things that I could do with a pen and paper. And with painting, I just couldn't do that. I wasn't skilled enough to do that. And I hated it because it was so unrefined, and it was so blotchy and you know, chaotic, of just all sorts of colors and tones blending together, and I didn't like it because, well, I wasn't as sharp and precise as I was like with pen and paper, and it drew me nuts. Drove me nuts. It drew me wonderful paintings. And so I just appalled painting. And for those of you who know me from high school, know that I love to do a lot of art. And some people, I don't know what they were talking about, said I was decently skilled at it. Like, here's a few samples of stuff that I've drawn from like high school up to now. And, you know, I've had my own style. I loved it. It went from drawing massive scenery and stuff to a lot of different character designs. And it's really transformed over the years. And everybody has their own style, their own techniques, their own touches, and versions of doing art. Because I mean, that's the thing about art. It's so diverse. It's not cut and dry to any one style. It's just it's interpretive is what it is. And that's what I'm gonna do today, is paint for you guys. I never really took much joy in painting because it was just so chaotic from the style I normally was used to. And I've learned, well, just from my style, everybody has their own things, and people out there are so much more talented and like skilled. But I've learned, for me, that is just, okay, this is about to run away there. I've learned to go into it and not, not get all worked up in the precise, exact image that I want to portray in painting, and just start with some colors and then see what happens, Like Bob Ross says, this is your world. You get to do whatever you want. It takes shape. You do a couple things and see what it transforms into. And, gonna put it over here. Whoop. Oh, sorry. You know when you get that diarrhea in you and it just absolutely takes you by surprise. Oh my God. Sometimes it speaks to you too when you're in the bathroom and you have those episodes where you have just got to shit. You really just are going in there fighting for your life, dude. Okay. That's blue, isn't it? Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is get some white up in it. And just get me a little bit of globs of it. Because clouds really just kind of fade up together. With a bunch of different things. Just a smidge. Kind of get the pure white so that you can see it. It kind of blends sort of together into the blue, fades away. And that's all that we're going to be doing here. And I was shown to do these little kind of X's, crosses. Kind of fades away into the sky. Oh, beautiful clouds. Big old snot blossoms. God. But anyway, how's life for you motherfuckers? Did it tend to be sunshine and rainbows? Well, I'd just like to tell you from personal experience, I don't like to cook pickles in my mashed potatoes. It just gives this awful incantation of shit. Sometimes you like to stick with a completely different, you know, pattern of white to make your clouds. You know, from a distance, things look gorgeous, you know? And up close, you look at shit and you're like, good fucking God. This looks like a powdered mess of white mushrooms, doesn't it? Just a complete butchered, obliterated canvas of white. And just turn into very, very intimate, desperate ASMR asthmatic that just gives them something to really listen to, you know. Some's farther away from others. Just get a smidgen of our ochre white. Make sure it's just a whole bunch of different perspectives. You start to really see it the more we go over into the darker tones here.
this off a bit.
We're just gonna enjoy a nice little happy sky. That's what we're gonna do. Enjoy a nice little happy sky. I was gonna do this thing kind of like Deadpool where I start painting this one color and then I turn around and cut back to you guys. It is a completely different painting altogether. And just be like, sweet Christ in heaven. I wonder where I can put the border of clouds, you know. Oh, I know it, honey.
Yeah, Nova really doesn't like it whenever I do big videos like this
Live.
because that really impedes the area for her to come in here and just sit down. She's really scared of any inanimate object, bless her heart. She really is not the fan of different inanimate objects that she has never seen before. And right now she's sitting right outside the hallway. She's like, I'll still support you, but I ain't coming in there. That is a danger zone at the moment, Father. And I am not about that.
Let's get a little bit more of our blue. Just get different tones of blue up in here. Different colors and tones of blue. Right up in here. Just get all nuzzle it. Get it all painted.
It just takes patience, is what I've learned. It's something that I am still working on.
I know, Booger, I know. I know. See, she's all talkative over there because she does not like that I am over here and not giving her attention. That's what she's angry about. I'm not giving her enough attention. Right in here. Colors. All right.
Clouds! Now, with that out of the way, we're going to do something
Completely unheard of. Yes, sir. Completely and utterly unheard of. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make land. Big old splotches of land right in here at the corner. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab whatever's the darkest here. And you don't want to do too much now. I really have no idea what I'm talking about, so I mean, feel free to ignore me.
Just feel free to ignore my ass. I'm just painting with my ass. Painting with my ass cheeks. You ever done that before? You just took the brush in your hand and just going nuts with the brush. Take the brush, put it in between both cheeks, clench really hard like you're about to pass the most ungodly fart ever, and just go nuts. Everybody knew that the secret to painting with your ass cheeks was just to put it up in there and have the most aggressive diarrhea you've ever seen before. And that is how you get those masterpieces out there. Just like that. It's that you use every inch of your body. Because don't you know, every part of your body is an instrument that you can use as a tool to your success. I use mine all the time. I eat so much cheese by the block. Mine saves me from absolute sheer boredom. I save a fortune on toilet paper because I have so much cheese in my system. I will live forever off of cheese preservatives. That's the ticket. That's what I'm out here for. Yeah, we're gonna see about doing the same thing on the other side, but not as much. I'm gonna start with that. Just give it a little swoop. Just give it a little droop snoop. Walk it off a bit. Get some of that green off and have it fade off into this sunset. That's what you're wanting to do. Have it fade off. Maybe it comes in here. This part. But what you don't know is that you're going to come in here with this other green and you're going to go, oh. More like diarrhea shit is what it really looks like. Diarrhea shit. We're just going to close up this gap right here. There should be no water in our irrigation system. Absolutely not. None whatsoever. Now, just to mix it up, I'll add some spackles. Lighter greens. There we go. Just some lighter grass. You gotta pound as hard as you can into this canvas. Yeah, that looks like grass. Diarrhea grass. Just like Mother used to make. Another thing to talk crap about me is that with this green reminds me of the wonderful times that I would spend on the student council in high school and work the concessions at all the football and basketball games. Somehow nobody in the student council really wanted to work the concessions, and I never understood that because I'm like, bro, why? You get free food. I always got free food. Like, I would make this nacho cheese chili ham cheeseburger. Oh my god. With some jalapenos, I made the greatest concoctions of shit all the time. And they were delicious, let me tell you. But another thing about being here in the South is that us Southerners order the strangest fucking shit. And it blew my mind because at the time, you know, I was like, oh God, I don't know what, 19, 17, working in the concessions of high school, like my 11th or 12th grade. And we would, you know, sell weird stuff. And, you know, the normal concession foods like nachos and hot dogs and cheeseburgers and whatnot. And then there'd be people that's like, yes, I'd like one pickle pop. And I'm like, the fuck is a pickle pop? And they're like, James, just take their money and go over to the freezer and you'll find something. And I'm like, okay. And I go back into the freezer and I would open up and there'd be these small little like sauce dip cups of frozen pickle juice. And I was like, is this it? And they're like, yep, that's pickle pop. And I'm like, what in the fuck is that? Who just has pickle juice popsicles? And I'm like, yep, welcome to the South. And yep, from that day forward, people would do that, and it just appalled me. I'm like, what in the ass? And then not only that, but people would also order these massive fucking fried pickles the size of like a bratwurst from Italy. And I'd be like, dude, what is wrong with our civilization? No wonder people shit on the South. And I just didn't get it. I don't like pickles. I like the hint. Let me rephrase that. I like the hint of pickles, okay? I like the hint of pickles, the taste. Like if it's on my sandwich, like a Chick-fil-A or something, I'll remove the pickles. But I won't ask for it off because I like the hint taste of pickles, not the full-on pickle. That's just too much. That is just too much. What I'm gonna do is make this a little bit lighter here. Now let's go ahead and fill in this gap. I was gonna make this like some shoreline, but nah. I'm gonna fill in that gap. I don't like it. Make this some sort of solid shoreline. Okay. Now that out of the way, I'm gonna try something else. Oh, I know it, sugar. But if you do it with your heart, it'll come out to look like a beautiful tree. A happy little tree. And that's our goal here. What you'll really find out is that I am absolutely shit with doing trees and painting. God, I should have went to law school. And we can get some of this in here, and then we just... That looks awful, let me tell you. So, this is just going to be a rolling disaster. There we go. There's a nice little tree up in here. Nice little tree. There's our stuff. Do some spackles of this. Oh yes, spackles of this. Well, that can be more of our grass. You really gotta shake it up. Really gotta shake
shake it up. Oh, honey. She really gets into those tantrums, let me tell you. Nova also doesn't like extreme quiet either. It does bother her, which is why I normally like to play stuff in the background just for her. Especially whenever I leave, when I go shopping or something. I leave the TV or the radio on for her with the window open, that way she can just gaze out there into the sky. There she goes, one of her illustrious tantrums. It really gets up in there and causes a stir. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make, just like our clouds, we're gonna make the tree line here be a little bit lighter.
Did you find a toy? She found a toy.
Make the tree line a little bit brighter than the actual body color of the trees. Oops, that was a...
Is that right?
Well, we can still cuddle. But, I mean, if you let me paint.
Is that right? Is that how we need to do things?
But I thought you liked the peace and quiet. Not really. No. We're just gonna make a big old glob monster here. And just see how it looks. Because it just doesn't fit well with anything else that we're doing. Let's see about making some tree branches. Let's see how we're gonna do. Boy, I'm really glad you guys are way over there. Guys, this reminds me of Grandma Mockenpockers. Mockenpockers really had a big issue with the, oh, what was it called? The popcorn. She really had an issue with how salty the popcorn was. And back in her day, it was really sweet. I don't know what popcorn she got back in her day, but she claimed it was really sweet. But I believe that if she just tried her best and just believed with all of her heart, she could find the perfect, absolute sweetest popcorn she could think. Like I told her, there was these things called kettle corn. Like, bro, there's kettle corn. What do you mean you can't find sweet popcorn? It was just completely above me.
It's all going terribly wrong.
And that's our happy little tree right there.
little dead sticks peeking out the top. You know. Oh, let's make sure that this buddy is connected. Boop. Boop, right in here. Make another tree, stick and a branch up in here, barely visible. And do another one way over here. Like I said, I'm really glad you people are way back there, because up close, this looks absolutely appalling. I mean, look at that. That's not even supposed to be there, but there it is. Don't even get me started about that over there. I didn't even paint him. Well, painting, right? I suck. I do a lot better with pen and ink and paper and pencil, but painting, oh, obviously need a lot more practice. But yes, before it gets any worse and before this becomes rated R in some horrific way, I'm going to stop it right here, and that's as far as we're going to go with painting, because the more I do it, the more infuriated I get, because I can't get precise and blend. Oh, I loved pastels. I could just do it and then like blend it in perfectly with the paper. Oh, it was gorgeous. But painting? Your boy just ain't got the skill. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like and support the channel by subscribing. And if you'd like to, browse some of the other content that I have along my channel so you can also have fun and enjoy those. But until then, guys, I think I'm going to leave this here. Yes. But until then, you get up. Until then, we'll see you in the next videos. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, yes, baby.